Hi, I'm Lorelei Shamayo, one of the volunteers with BEPC. We have monthly events and we also have an expo every year. This year our expo is June 23rd at Kent Commons. And then this month on June 18th, we have Mark Dodich presenting. So Mark's going to share a bit with us about his work and what he's going to share at his event. So Mark, tell us a bit about you and what you're going to be sharing at our monthly meeting, your presentation on Monday, June 18th.
Well, as you know, I've been an astrologer for quite a long time. And over the years, I've developed an interest in the spiritual side of astrology, spiritual growth, what we call esoteric astrology, which is a separate branch of astrology. And as a part of that, we have an energy called the seven rays, whereas say your sun in Taurus or your moon in Libra is our little corner of the Milky Way galaxy. A ray is more universal. And for those who are familiar with the work of Alice Bailey, she brought information from a Tibetan called Dwakul in many, many years ago. And I've developed a way to work with this energy with the current astrology that's going on. So what we're going to do is we're going to work with the Ascended Masters. For example, if you can see this is Saint Germain, having to do with alchemy. Alchemical transmutation is the word, where you change things from a lower frequency to a higher using a vibration called the violet flame, which we'll work with at the actual meeting. Or, for example, most people are familiar with Archangel Michael, the guy with the sword, who helps us clear whatever gets between us and Source, so that when we use our power, we're using our power in a very clean, non-cluttered way, shall we say. So we're going to do that as a mini workshop. We're going to touch a lot of topics, and we're going to tie them directly into what's going on this summer. We have 3 eclipses this summer. The planet Uranus has moved into Taurus, which hasn't been around for 84 years. Revolutions, innovation, rattle your cage, shake up your life is one of the things that's going on. And there's a whole lot more than we can talk about in this short segment. But we will certainly use the full 2 hours for the workshop and apply this higher energy into what's going on in our day-to-day life and, of course, what's going on out in the world these days.
So can you share a little bit more about maybe what will people experience when they're there with you on Monday?
Sure. And so part of it is obviously going to be explaining what these energies are, and then part of it is going to be us actually experiencing them and working with these energies. So as an example, I'm going to ask people to come up with one issue that they would like to change, and we use the word transmute in their life, something that they can get verifiable proof within maybe a week that something has changed and improved in their life. And then we're going to do some violet flame treatments or actually work with alchemy in order to affect that. And that way people get to see that, hey, this stuff really does work. It's not just metaphysical woo-woo, shall we say, but actually things that we can apply in our day-to-day life with our family, with our job, or obviously for our own personal growth. So that's the plan.
Wow, it sounds great. So,
and of course, you know, I'm going to be up all week. I'm going to be at the Boeing Fair, or the BEPC Fair, excuse me, on Saturday the 23rd. And between the Monday the 18th and the 23rd, I'll be doing private consultations.
Oh, great. And what do people have an opportunity to experience with you in a private consultation?
Well, you know, I do a variety of things. Of course, I do my esoteric astrology, which is associated with the rays and a person's soul purpose. I'm also pretty well known for, I call it earth lines, but many people are familiar with the word astrocartography, which is finding your power places on planet Earth. And whether you're traveling or moving or just trying to find the best place to publish your book. And so it's kind of a map reading astrology style for your, you know, your best places on the planet. And then, of course, I do regular astrology. I do tarot readings. Like I say, I've been doing this since 1980 professionally, and since I just celebrated 23 years full-time doing this work. So, and still love it, still fresh with it. And but I will say that it is better to schedule in advance, because many of the things I do require advanced preparation. And they can find me at the website astromark.us, or my summer solstice newsletter just got uploaded, and they can download that at astromark.us as well.
That's great. That's great. And maybe could you share with us just a little teeny bit of how did you first get interested in astrology, and how did you begin to incorporate the Alice Bailey work as part of it?
Sure. Well, it's actually kind of an embarrassing or terrible story. And that is that in college, some of the girls that I knew, college co-eds, were into astrology. So I started learning astrology so I could hang out with the girls. And of course, once you graduate, everybody goes in separate directions. The astrology stayed, the girls went in different directions, as did I. So, but that was what got me started. And then I had actually went to visit one of my friends over in England after college. It was my, shall we say, celebrate graduating 5 years for a 4-year degree in college. And the first astrology book I ever bought, unbeknownst to me, was an esoteric astrology book. And so I figure I must have just been naturally drawn to the spiritual growth side, even though I didn't know it at the time, is how I would jokingly say that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and through all the years, my first years, I was an industrial salesperson, go out and pay for your college loans and be responsible and all that. And I just never felt like I was that person. I'd look in the mirror and I'm in the suit and the whole thing, corporate guy, and say, who is that guy? Yeah. And through a period of time, many experiences, many states I've lived in, it's the one thing that stuck with me. And in astrology, we joke that you don't choose to become an astrologer. Astrology chooses you. And I know other professions, the healers and that, will say that as well. Very common thing.
Yeah. No, so it makes sense that we would have, traits in common of our charts that have us become who we are in terms of this work as well, like everything.
And I joke that you just have to get out of your way and let who you really are come out. And the astrology or the esoteric astrology, in my mind, is just a tool to help make it, or help it to come out more easily without struggling.
That's great.
We all know who we are on an inner level, but sometimes we just need some, shall we say, perspective to have the wind at our back instead of always fighting forward.
Exactly.
That's how I like to view it.
Lovely.
So it'll be a fun workshop, and of course the BEPC fair is always fun. Lots of people, so and free to get into the fair too.
It's great. And do you want to, I know you mentioned it earlier, do you want to remind us again how we can learn more about you on your website?
Sure. The website is astromark.us, astromark.us. If you go to the monthly astrology report page, there'll be a button to click for the summer solstice newsletter. And in that, I go into more depth, what's going on for the quarter, the eclipses that are coming up, the Mercury retrograde that makes everybody crazy. And then I also look at people like, for example, the royal wedding or John McCain, or every quarter there's something different that we do in that. So a lot of people like that.
That's great. So for everyone watching, you have 3 opportunities to connect with Mark. The first one is on Monday, June 18 at BEPC's monthly talk. That's going to be at Denny's at 1246 Central Ave North in Kent. We meet at 5:30 for our business meeting, and then Mark's presentation is from 6 to 8. And then Mark's going to be doing private sessions during the week. You can reach out to him on his website. And then he's going to be at the BEPC Conscious Wellness Expo. So that's also going to be in Kent, but that's at Kent Commons. So that's on June 23. We go from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. It is free admission. We give away prizes all day. There are over 100 different readers and healers and vendors, so lots to experience. And the address for Kent Commons is, I have it right here at a moment. It is 525 4th Avenue North in Kent. So we look forward to seeing you. Look forward to seeing you at Mark's presentation. Thanks so much, Mark, for being with us and sharing so much.
See you soon.